Yeah, hello guys, girls and everything else. So, in this video over here, I'm going to tell you all about the lore of my character because, birthday episode. Because, yeah, 13th of March, this is my birthday. Now you own my soul or something. Because you have that information, you now own my soul or something. I guess that's at least what my parents think. So, yeah, in this video, I'm going to talk about the lore of my character, aka Cargo Pants, which is a Pathfinder character, and I'm going to explain further other stuff like this. So, most important thing now, what does pants mean? And I don't mean in like pants, I mean it as PENTHS. I mean pants, not pants. So, it essentially means primordial essence nourishing the harshest star. And now, I think that it doesn't really answer any questions that you had. It probably just gives you more questions to ask. So yeah, I need to answer them now. Now, the most obvious one to make it sure that you understand it. What is the harshest star? So essentially, there's this ancient black hole that is essentially like a god. Yeah, it's like a worshipable deity in the world I built. So yeah, essentially the harshest star is essentially a black hole that just wants information. It's like one of the deities and one of its domains is like knowledge. Also, the domains are change and stuff like this, family, and stuff like this. So essentially, it wants knowledge. It wants just to get all the knowledge, and it's just a big database. So essentially, now it created out of essentially just like the all of the primordial essence that is in it. All not all of it, but it just separated a bunch of pieces out of its like primordial energy and just turned it into like a little bit of a thing that is called Project Pants. Yeah. Okay, the pants is of course primal essence is nourishing the harshest star. I don't know why I named it the harshest star really. I just decided, yeah, it sounds cool because black hole and it's opposite of a star. It just like deletes the light instead of like just giving light, which gives life. So yeah, harsh star. So yeah, essentially, now that we have all of that groundwork, now we have why primal their essence, why nourishing because it nourishes it with knowledge, and the harshest star is the harshest star. So yeah, now it created essentially just a bunch of these guys. I just like update the lore with just more of guys, depending on like Pathfinder 2E classes that we have. Now, for example, I will pull out characters that I have over here, which are called cargo pens, record pens, and prayer pens. So essentially, they're essentially forms of transporting things. For example, cargo is cargo because you usually when you like transport animals and stuff like this, you usually transport them via ship, which is just you know ship transportation is called cargo, even though it doesn't involve a car, and car transportation is shipping, which is kind of weird, but not the point. Cargo because ships animals, just like just moves animals around, aka that's why cargo because druid and it moves around. Now also we have record pens because all of the stuff like dance and all of the art stuff is usually recorded. All of the dancing, singing, it's recorded. There's art that you can do in real time without just like taking a lot of time. It's usually recorded somewhere on a recording. So I decided to call this guy Record Pants. And and just as Cargo Pants is the like purple octopus guy that has like druidic powers, this one is a bard that is essentially like a black octopus instead of that. Um, so now, also we have the champion guy that is like a yellow guy. that is called prayer pens, because you know all the stuff that you communicate with, like your ideals, deities, and stuff like this, is usually communicated via prayers. Um, you know, it's usually transported information about your deity and faith and stuff like this, as you believe, depending on your beliefs. It's usually via some sort of prayer, like meditation, maybe just like normal prayers, and stuff like this. By normal prayers, I mean like prayers that pretty much every Judaism-based religion actually has these prayers. You know, like Judaism, Christianity, Islam, pretty much every religion like this. And yeah, essentially these guys just gather the information for the harshest star. And yeah, Cargo is one of these guys. So yeah, now you have the information about this. That's actually, I think that it's a pretty cool lore. Pretty much all of the characters are tied, and yeah, and it added also a new deity and stuff like this. These characters are essentially just like made of like the homebrew race that I pretty much would use if I had paper, but in most like campaigns that I play, homebrew races are not allowed, so I essentially just set them as human beast skin with amnesiac background. I would, because you know all of this stuff. I put them as amnesiacs because you know the essence doesn't really remember being essence and stuff like this. Doesn't remember all of the black hole stuff. They are just like essentially vessels created to just carry the information, to just gather the information and just link it back. They don't have any don't really remember anything just from being like the part of the harshest star. They are just like sent to be just new things to experience all the stuff on Earth that you know the harshest star itself cannot just like you know comprehend itself, because it doesn't comprehend usually stuff like feelings and stuff like this, because you know it's a star, you know. By that I'm a black hole, so it's kind of like sentient but not sapient. It doesn't really feel any emotions and stuff like that, so it created these guys to actually like you know feel the emotions and gather all of the information and stuff like this. Also, clerics of the harshest star should just gather information, and that's like their most important thing. But these guys are essentially just prophets of the information that deliver the information. There's a lot of them, and so far I'm in the process of making pretty much like you know a build on Path Builder for every single one of these guys. Each one being a different class. So yeah, pretty much that's how it functions. Essentially just like a black hole tore itself apart and created like octopuses to gather information for it. That's the gist of the lore, but you know, all of these guys have their own backstories and stuff like this. All of them have some lore on their own, but this is essentially just like a thing that just connects them all. And I think that's pretty cool. Just like, I don't know, if you also have like other ideas for like, you know, videos I should make, then you should probably tell this to me. This is like, you know, a story. You can inspire yourself by the story, but you know, I'm not going to tell you that you should always try to strive to make characters like me. The most important thing about Pathfinder and stuff like this is that you create your own character and just do what sounds cool to you, just without being cringe, of course. And that's what, and as long as you enjoy the character and it doesn't really destroy the enjoyment of other people, then the character would be good. So just try to find your own path, you freaks of nature.